Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to have a session on note making. What is the first thing the teacher asks you after she gives you an introduction about a chapter? Yes, she asks you to take out a paper and a pen and then you start taking notes. This session is on note making. Note making is a technique of writing down quickly, clearly, and briefly the important points. Who better than the engineering students can know the technique of note making? They have one rough copy for practically all the subjects in practically all the semesters, right from the first till 8. So they are the best persons to understand about note making. So note making is a technique of writing down quickly, clearly, and briefly. They have their own codes and everything of noting down a 50 minutes lecture or an hour lecture or whether it's a lab. So of a lecture presentation or of any other structured verbal message. Now it involves four steps. First is listening. Second is filtering. The third is paraphrasing, and last is the execution of all the things. And when the real note making or noting down takes place, the first step is listening. Even during when we were doing the listening techniques, I had told you that one of the best ways of effective listening is to note down. Don't sit idle in front of the speaker, because when you sit idle without a pen and a paper, your mind wanders. Your mind goes to all the places. You're simply watching in front of like a simply watching a scenery or a television. Unless you have a pen and a paper, you cannot attentively take away whatever is being said in the lecture. Then, as I said, filtering, paraphrasing, and noting. Now, the first step is to listen the oral lecture attentively, and unless you do that, you are not going to move further. The second step is filtering. Filtering involves identifying the main points of the verbal lecture or presentation. Now, you have to understand what is the theme of the lecture, what are the main points, and what is the entire lecture going to move around. It involves selective writing. Filtering involves selective writing. It's not like that the speaker, the moment the speaker starts speaking, you start noting down. It involves selective writing. Then it involves identifying the key phrases which are used in the entire lecture, and also signal words. What better example than COVID 19 or the dreaded corona? If somebody is giving a lecture on corona, what will be the key phrases? The key phrases would be social distancing, the key phrases would be quarantine, the key phrases would be isolation, and then what are the signal words? Signal words would be infection. Signal words would be PPE kit. Signal words would be vaccine. Signal words would be death. Signal words would be your mask, your hand gloves, then the sanitizers. It involves identifying the key phrases. And last but not the least, it's very important, it involves concentrating on the conclusion, because conclusion will have everything that you must have missed during the main lecture. The third step is paraphrasing. It involves rewriting what is being said with few alteration. You can change the voice of the sentence, write in your own words. Just in a jiffy, you finish it off. The final step, that is the execution of whatever is going on, that is noting down. It involves numbering. Now, what is numbering? The moment somebody starts giving a lecture, you start numbering. The first point, the second point, the third point, the fourth point, you start numbering them. And then sequencing of information. Not only numbering, but sequencing of information. What was the information that was said first? What was the information that was said during the 12th slide? What was the information said during the end? How did you sum it up? All the sequencing of information is very important. And then a very important point is abbreviation, using small words for long words. You use uh, you use small words As abbreviations, let's see GOI for Government of India, and then Government of Chhattisgarh, CG. The best example is your CSPTU. Rather than writing Swami Vivekananda Chhattisgarh Swami Vivekananda Technical University, you simply write CSPTU. That saves time, and that also helps you in making down notes in a hurry. Then the last is small code drawings and symbols. When you use this small codes and drawings, these are going to help in mental what do you call mind mapping. And these drawings help you in. You can have a drawing of a human being. You can have a drawing of a tree. You can have a drawing of a barcode. Anything. Uh, So when you have these drawings and symbols, that helps you in using it in a better way when you are using it for your own purpose. So summing it up, what is note making? Note making is something noting down in a hurry for your future purpose. Now, how do you do that? You filter down the information, then you paraphrase it, then you number down the information, put them into sequences, note down the small points in the form of drawings and symbols, and then finally use this in your future for your future purpose or presentation. Okay, stay here, stay in home, stay safe. Thank you very much.